The pirates will get to move before you can, but that's not really much of a problem since they don't pose much of a threat to Brigid at this point. A few of them have hand axes, but that's actually good since it gives her opportunity to counterattack and kill them. And believe me, she will do that. So a large portion of their army chases her, and the other portion heads south towards Mardino. Well, the ones that are heading towards there are pretty much entirely axe users. So it's a good thing Holyn's up there. And if you think their boss there can move abnormally far, then yes, you'd be right. He's got an item that increases his movement. But just before your next phase, 2 more new characters. It was pretty obvious these two were going to join sooner or later, but yeah, it's only now that you actually have control of them. Yes, the Valkyrie Staff. People who are familiar with this game will probably know of it. It allows you to revive one dead character, however, it only has one use and costs 30,000 gold to repair. You'll want to save it for complete emergencies. There's an interesting line here. He's basically trying to explain how gameplay-wise it only works on playable characters, but interestingly, that life force Aegir went on to appear in Fire Emblem 7 as a very significant plot point. It was called Quintessence in the English version. You'll surely know it if you've played that game. Right, now, lots of new characters. Brigid is a sniper with, if you can see there, some very good stats. Steel bow, but that's more than enough with her great strength, and major Ulir blood. Claude, he's your typical priest-type character, great magic and resistance, but mediocre in everything else. He's got major Blagi blood, which lets him use the Valkyrie Staff. And Tailtiu is odd. She's a ridiculously under-leveled Thunder Mage, which means she can only use Thunder Magic. She does come with the A-rank Thunder spell, Thoron, called Tron for some stupid reason in this translation. But I'll explain more about her a bit later. She has some uses. As you can see there, the leg ring increases movement, and he's going to drop that. So he's going to be attacking you very, very soon, so be prepared for that. I'm equipping the Thunder Sword just so I can counter-attack against long-range users. Right now, finally it's time for this conversation, which is extremely important. Yes, the Gae Bolg is the legendary lance. This is, well, if you don't really count the Valkyrie Staff, because it doesn't really count like this, this is the first legendary weapon you're going to be getting. Ha. Good line. Yes, why did she wait till now? He could have used it from the beginning and just completely destroyed everything. Yeah, the lance is said to be cursed. If I get an opportunity, I'll explain about that. It's in the designer's notes, but it was never really expanded on in the actual game. Yes, they do have a daughter already, as this conversation confirms. And accompanied by rather cool animation. Now, it's probably time to explain about legendary weapons. As you can see there, it's not just that they're incredibly powerful, they also give stat bonuses, some pretty major stat bonuses too. All of them can only be used by a certain specific character, so Cuan gets this one because of his Nova blood. But essentially, legendary weapons all have 30 might, which is insane, and give some incredibly huge stat bonuses, in the range of plus 10 to plus 20. They're mostly associated with that kind of blood specialty stats, so Cuan's getting boost to strength, skill, and defense, if I recall correctly. Now, as you can tell, this makes Cuan pretty awesome at this point. Just returning Sigurd over to the castle. But you don't want to overuse legendary weapons, because to repair them costs 1,000 gold per use. Which means in order to completely repair one of them, you'll need 50,000 gold, which is the maximum a character can actually carry. Thankfully, once you've got legendary weapons, fighting in the arena is really easy, so legendary weapon users have no difficulty getting gold. It's just that you want to watch how you can use it. My advice is never to use one of them when a normal weapon would do. So for example, Cuan, he should probably be using his Silver Lance unless you really, really need the extra stats. Although when he's defending, he probably should equip the Gae Bolg anyway because of the plus 10 defense it gives. Need to repair that. Sorry about that, I just did a bit of arena grinding with Finn. And he's ready to promote now. Which is good, considering that, yes, he'll be leaving at the end of this chapter, but he really needs to be promoted by then. And now it's not much use giving him more experience. Now these guys are going to chase Brigid, and hopefully, if you make sure to move her full distance away, they won't catch her. Make sure she's always moving her maximum distance away from these pirates every turn. Don't stop to shoot them with the bow if it's not going to take you your maximum distance away, because if she falls behind even slightly, she will get surrounded and killed. I've learnt this the hard way many, many times. And I mean, it's not as bad now that you have the Valkyrie staff, but seriously, do you really want to use the Valkyrie staff on something like that can quite easily be avoided? And he has a silver... Yes. Hits pretty hard with that silver axe. Now, you might think it's stupid that I moved Tailtiu, a mage, into that pirate's range. You actually want her to be attacking second, because that first hit just brought her down into less than half HP. That's when her Wrath skill activates. Yeah, I've talked about the Wrath skill a little bit before, but in this game, it's incredibly powerful, because it gives a practically guaranteed critical when your HP reaches that area.